Welcome to another episode of Chats with Vlad. Episode 27 this would be. And I wanted to further our talks concerning jesters, jokers, and clowns. Ah, yes indeed. Yes indeed. Yes indeed. I wanted to talk a little bit about Mimes today. You see, I kind of missed them yesterday, if you know what I mean. You see, Mimes are a clown also, but they're of a completely different nature. Mimes are silent. They don't wear masks. And whereas the other kind of clowns kind of stemmed from Rome, these actually stemmed from ancient Greece. Ah, yes. Yes, indeed. You see, some mimes, like I don't know if you knew this or not, but Charlie Chaplin actually made it pretty big. Yeah, you didn't know Charlie Chaplin was actually a mime, did you? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You see, the Grecians called them pantomimus, which means to mimic all. Mimes also have a habit of working solo, if you know what I mean. I myself appreciate working solo. It gives me more freedom of expression. Ah, yes, boys and girls. I once had an uncle who's a clown. Did I ever tell you that? When he died, we all went to the funeral in one car. Ah, yes indeed, boys and girls. Yes indeed. Ah, boys and girls, what do you say? Or what did the deaf clown say when you screamed and cursed at him? Nothing. He was deaf. But back to what we were talking about with clowns and jesters, and in this case, more clowns tonight. I wanted to talk about the 16th century Renaissance clown. They were actually responsible for a lot of clowny innovations, such as the whoopee cushion that were made out of animal bladders for the exact purpose that a whoopee cushion is used for now, for that flatulent effect. They also literally put slapstick in slapstick comedy. They had these paddles that were called slapsticks. that look like a paddle, but with another paddle behind it, so and oh yes. And also the Italians came up with a lot of the modern day clowny traits, anywhere from comedy and tragedy to some of the most famous type of classifications of clowns, like the rich buffoon and the wise helper and many others. The Egyptians, they too had a lot of full aspects in their beliefs. And as we mentioned earlier in episode 1, the Adobe. Oh yes. Oh yes. Boys and girls. Clowns are everywhere. Like I said, even in China and India, they had their versions of the fool. Yes indeed. Yes indeed. Here's something you may not have known, boys and girls. Did you know that Bozo the Clown, the Chicago Bozo the Clown, was played by several different clowns? You see, that's one aspect of the clown. If a clown wears a mask, many different people can play that clown unawares to the audience. But face paint, that's something more personal, that's something different. Indeed. One day my spawn could pick up my beautiful visage, and they could become Vlad. If they did a good enough job, you would never even know. But am I being too OP? Indeed, possibly I am. Quite possibly. Let me ask you something, boys and girls. What do you call a camel with no hump? Why, Humphrey, of course. You know you like it. And by the way, one other thing I really was thinking about, did you know that Ronald McDonald, the very first Ronald McDonald, boys and girls, was played by a man called Willard Scott. Now, you may not know who Willard Scott is, but some of the older people in the audience will know he was a very famous weatherman. He was the original White Al Roker. He was the first Ronald McDonald. Ah, yes. Another thing, I don't know if you have heard this, boys and girls, but around Myrtle Beach, there's been a giant who's been sick, and he's been puking everywhere. Oh, yes. It's all around town. Ah, indeed, boys and girls. Yes, indeed. But back to what we were talking about concerning clowns. Did you know, boys and girls, that the word clown is actually Germanic? It means clumsy. That's where the term clown comes from. The clown is based off the rustic fool, or zany, as they call it. The zany. I think I may have mispronounced it. I guess it's a dead language. Indeed, boys and girls. was a man called Joseph Grimwaldy in the early 1800s. He was actually the one who made clowns colorful. Him, and then later on the Shriners. What he did was he had the clowns put on flour, and then they put on brightly colored makeup under that, along with brightly colored clothing. So you see, clowns have honestly been with us forever. Indeed, boys and girls. Indeed. I think I have one more good joke in me for tonight. Okay, you ready for it, boys and girls? What do you call a sleepwalking nun? A Roman Catholic. Cause I am a Roman Catholic, and I have been ever since I was born. Not really Roman Catholic, but damn, I love a good ditty. Boys and girls, the last several days, us talking and discovering about jesters, jokers, and clowns, and yes, even mimes, has been really, really swell. But Halloween's coming, and you know what they say, you better make with the tricks if you don't have the treats. But boys and girls, let me leave you with this thought for the evening. Out of the clowns that we discussed, out of jokers, jesters, mimes, acting comedians, clowns, Nephilim, even demons. What type do you think you fit in those categories? Or do you have a category that I haven't even mentioned that would just blow my mind? I would love to read about that in the comments. As a matter of fact, I would love to discuss anything. You tell me what you want to talk about. Because you see, Chats with Vlad isn't just about my voice being heard to whomever may want to listen. It's about your voice being heard, so I can give you a platform to tell me what you think about our world. So, actually, boys and girls, I have a fun idea. Let's do this. This is what I want you to think about tonight. If you ruled the world, how would you run the world? How would you make it work? Think about it. Doom. Gloom, where are you? No, Doom.